Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sec Ninja here, and today I got 5 tips for your Crucible experience. These are a lot of the common mistakes I've seen people make and a lot of the stuff that I've had to work on personally in switching from the 6v6 to 4v4 format. The Crucible can be very rewarding and very fun, but also very frustrating, so hopefully these tips will help you. Well, I cannot stress this enough that teamwork wins games. In Destiny 1, you could lone wolf it and still bring success to your team. However, in Destiny 2, if you try to be a hero, you'll get blown up even by mediocre players who stick together. Team shooting is the key to success in the Crucible. Does it feel like you're getting blown up by a player who could shoot the wings off a fly from 500 miles away? Trust me, those kind of people are out there. So, what you gotta do is roll with your team. And even if you spray bullets in that person's general direction and do a little bit of damage, you'll allow someone else to pick up that kill, or you'll push that guy out of the team fight, giving your team the advantage. Talking about team awareness is really important. Standing side by side is not what I mean though. What I mean is being able to support your team when an engagement starts or to cover a flank or retreat. Bunching up is dangerous in the Crucible. When I stress teamwork and team shooting and team awareness, I do not mean being cheek to cheek with your fire team. Rockets, grenades, supers, grenade launchers, and many other bad for your health things can happen when you're bunched up. Also, if a teammate's trying to retreat from an engagement and bumps into you, it usually ends with that player dying and getting really salty. Which reminds me of the one thing that I had to break myself of, and that was chasing kills. It took me a long time to break this habit. When you outgun an opponent and they retreat with just a sliver of health, that is very frustrating, but what is more frustrating is when you round the corner into a firing squad. And that's why team awareness is important. If you're getting outgunned or chased down, retreat back to your fire team for some support. So just a quick recap, I guess. Roll with your homies. Shoot in the same general direction as them. Do not bunch up. Do not chase kills. And try to be in position to support your fire team as much as possible. Remember, if you stick together, your chances of survival in the Crucible increase tenfold. So, grenades and supers aren't as game-breaking as they used to be. You actually have to use them intelligently now for them to be effective. Grenades should be used to either soften up a target or finish them off when they're around cover. One thing I think people forget is that class abilities, grenades, and supers don't have to be used just for offense. A lot of the times I find myself using my abilities for defense, pushing a team off a point or to slow down their advance. So first up, let's talk about the super. I really suggest you just pick what you're comfortable with. I don't think that any one class is better than the other. It really depends on the situation. Just try them all out and see what you're comfortable with. Don't listen to people that tell you you should play a specific class because of blah blah blah. If you're not comfortable with it and you're not doing well, you're only hurting your team. So when should you use your super? That's a great question. Unfortunately, I don't have a definitive answer, as every match you're going to play is going to be different. There's no use it here, don't use it here tip that I can really provide for you. However, I can tell you that mindlessly popping your super and jumping into a team fight is usually a bad idea. The supers don't have armor like they used to, and with energy weapons doing more damage, you'll get eaten alive in a matter of seconds. A great way to use your super is to punish a team that's holed up in a position. Remember when I told you that bunching up was a bad idea? Well, punish their costly mistake with a well-timed Nova Bomb. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make a lot is popping their super out in the open. Remember, it takes a few seconds for your super to be usable, so don't panic when you're getting shot at and pop your super thinking it's going to save you, because trust me, it will not. That's pretty much all I got to say about supers and abilities. Try them all out, see what you're comfortable with. At the end of the day, it's really how you play and not how everyone else plays. Remember to use your abilities not only for offense, but for defensive purposes as well. And don't panic super. Yeah, killing the guy that's chasing you is cool and all, but you could possibly be wasting a potential game-changing super. Let's talk about picking weapons. Just use Mida. I'm kidding. Well, kind of. Currently, the Mida multi-tool is the king, but don't fret because it's accessible to anyone if you just do the quest. All bitterness aside, the Might of Multi-Tool has very high damage, very accurate, and it has a high fire rate. Now, I'm not saying you have to use it, I'm just telling you it's an extremely good choice for PvP. Don't get stuck on that one gun mindset. The Mida is an awesome weapon, but in close range against SMGs, unless you're extremely good and they're a really bad shot, you're kind of in a bad situation. Hand cannons are really good at close range too, but you need a little more accuracy. Auto rifles are also very good in PvP, and another one you can get just by completing the campaign is the Origin Story. Has decent damage and range, and it's not too hard to handle. These, of course, are just recommendations. I'm not giving you the whole meta speech right now. I like to play around with different guns to see what fits for me individually. Comfort's what you're really looking for, but when you're considering your loadout, try to remember something close range like a SMG, sidearm, hand cannon, and something mid to long range for those kind of engagements like a scout rifle or even assault rifle. Always remember to play the objective, whether it be kill all the things or just hold down the territory. I have lost count of how many games I've been in where everyone is just running around trying to kill everything in sight and leaving those of us who stick to the objective high and dry. It's really easy to ignore the objective if you're crushing a team, but I've also seen some really good comebacks due to ignoring the objective. For example, in the game type survival, you only have a certain amount of respawns and the goal is to eliminate the opposing team. Pretty simple, right? Well, it is until you start seeing people running off and getting picked apart. The key word is survival. Sticking together and staying alive is the objective. Another thing I see a lot is players not fighting on point. This has to do with the control and countdown game types. Fighting on point allows teams to be in position to stop the opposing team from capturing or defusing the objective. You cannot support your team if you're off chasing kills. So remember to try to fight on point and don't lose sight of the objective. It's always good to know your surroundings. Knowing common firing lanes, retreat strategies, and how many flanking lanes are on map is something you should learn. Take some time during a match, since there really are no custom games yet, to take a look around. Keep in mind where you get shot from and how effective it was. Remember how easily it was for you to get behind a team or in position to push them out of their hidey hole. This tip will take you some time, and don't keep using the same strategy over and over again. Try mixing it up a little bit. Finding the flow of the map will help you stay alive and be ready to support your fire team whenever they need it. And because I love you guys so much, I'm going to leave you with a bonus tip. Walk away from the Crucible if you're getting too frustrated. This is something I struggle with every day. It's not just with Destiny 2, it's with, every game ever made. Anyways, walk away. It's very, very discouraging sometimes when people aren't using any teamwork or you're just getting blown up left and right. Walk away and go do something else and then return later when you're a little less hot-headed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that these tips help you find some success in the Crucible. Hit that like and subscribe button for some more Destiny 2 content coming out soon, and I will see you all later.